Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Geno. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Out of the gun, Smith. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. He'll fire one downfield for Fant. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Noah Fant, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is now 10-3. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Fielded just outside the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. On play action, it's Garoppolo. And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
After the interception, here's Smith. Forced out to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Samson Abuka. What a sensational effort. That's going to be a loss of 20.
Yeah, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
On 2nd and a long way to go. Smith. He completes this to Walker. So they'll wind up losing 7 on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and forever.
Well, his completion percentage continues to rise with that one. But sometimes you want your completion percentage to go down. Maybe you should have thought about throwing that one away.
I was just going to say, it is easier said than done, but that's where you maybe bury it at his feet and make sure he doesn't catch it.
Great call right there. Put it near the receiver, no grounding, nothing like that. But no one gets a chance to pick it off either.
Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And the 49ers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 47 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
56, Mike, 56, right there.
Jet sweep. Garoppolo taps it forward. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to it. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down, a nice, consistent gain.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. He's got room at the 30, and he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Well, this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. Throwing now is Garoppolo. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
The game clock setting at 2:02, so they'll get 1 play before the 2-minute warning.
Check. 21. Here we go.
On 2nd down, here's Mitchell. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
4 down. 11. Mike is a 15. Check Mike 15. Go.
Another run, this time McCaffrey. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Niners are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They had the interception on the last drive, which led to the tying touchdown. So 10-10 the score as they begin 1st and 10. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. On 2nd down, it's Walker finding space at the 40. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 15, 1st down Seahawks. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, But also, when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast, the linebackers don't have a chance to react. To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Options galore here. Second and a few inches. A shotgun snap for Smith. He'll buy some time right. And he'll just get rid of it.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. To the air again, Smith. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Myers' kick is good, and they will take the lead at 13-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play. Buying time to his left. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these 2 teams at the break. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. Third quarter begins with a run by Walker. And they're able to get this one across the 35. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Throwing is Smith. He'll find Metcalf. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards there to begin the third quarter. They also lead by 3 points. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Here's Smith. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
They'll try for the first with Walker. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And the Niners are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. That is a tough way to start the third quarter. You get the football, hoping to drive it down, put it in the end zone, and take the lead. Instead, they give them the football.
And I think the key here is for them to not get discouraged. That is not how they drew it up, not how they saw it in their minds. But there's a long way to go in this game. You know, they've just got to find a way to come back one play at a time. Yes, it's a cliche, but they can get it done.
Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he is going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. 71 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
And a nice gain at 21 yards. Jet sweep. Garoppolo taps it forward. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. Garoppolo now, first down throw. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. On the counter, Mitchell. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hold.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. Working from the gun, Lance. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here at a third and long. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 24-yard line. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. First down, here's Mitchell. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Lance. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. McCaffrey will get into the end zone for a 49er touchdown. The late turnover is so often the difference in a ball game, and here the turnover leads to a go-ahead touchdown.
So repeat after me, partner. You have to take care of the football. In order to protect a lead, you must take care of the football. Ball security. How many times do they have to say it? They've been preaching it since day one of camp, and it came back to bite them right there.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Ken Walker, his third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the fourth. Myers connects on the PAT, and that gives them a 3-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
And they fake the handoff. Now Lance rolling to his left. And this one's incomplete.
And next time, Brandon, I think you might want to consider running it because those defensive backs, they were plastered to the receivers, and they weren't letting up as that play went on.
The offense on third down, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Garoppolo now. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he is going to have a 49ers first down. As they're able to get the third down conversion. Pete Carroll none too pleased with that last call. He's going to throw out the challenge flag. So the challenge there not successful, and now they'll be left with only one timeout. Jet sweep. Garoppolo taps it forward. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. 13 yards remaining on second down. To throw, it's Lance. Connects with Kittle underneath. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up a third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
102 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. This one into the hands of Metcalf. Finding space at the 40. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
On 1st and 10, Smith escaping the pressure right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Barton, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays, because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 49 yards. And the Seahawks get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Now Myers for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. A short kick taken at the 18. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Lance now on 1st down. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. A good pickup there on 1st as the screen pass gets him 8. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Let's go now. 52 blue. 56. I got you. White 56. Yellow. Zoom. Right here. Field. Black. 56.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Lance. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by David Long. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Dre Greenlaw in there on the tackle. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Now a man who played collegiately here in the Golden State, Rashad Penny. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Smith now to throw. Now the Niners get there and bring him down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
6 sacks for Eric Armstead last season, his 7th with the San Francisco 49ers. As others have stepped in to help him with the pass rush, he's been able to make his presence felt in other ways with a new career high in overall tackles.
On 4th down, Smith sliding out of the pocket. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. Here's Lance. Flushed out right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Give him big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Garoppolo. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Tanner Muse with it. And the Seahawks are going to get the football back at their own 17. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them. Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
So it's a win for the Seahawks here, and it was all thanks to the play of their veteran quarterback.
Yeah, what struck me was how composed he was in the pocket. The numbers weren't spectacular. He had 2 touchdown passes, that's it. But he led his guys on some important drives when they needed it most, and they're going to come away with the victory.
So for the Seahawks, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.